There will be many who claim it's not a new idea. There will be those that scoff at its minimalist design. There will be many who pass it by simply due to its odd yet aggressive appearance. Those people will always be here, but the Scrambler, well, it never sticks around for very long. It's been a long time coming, but this all-new second-generation Scrambler takes all the best ideas from its predecessor and mates them with all the latest technology. The result is one very impressive ATV. At 77 horsepower, the Scrambler's 850 HO mill has more than enough grunt to yank your head back when it pulls from corner to corner and posts scary fast top speeds on the straights. While this motor is the same as what's found in the 850 Sportsman XP, it's tuned and feels completely different in the Scrambler. Bark from its free-flowing exhaust lets you know it means business. Immediate throttle response with buttery smooth power delivery combined to produce one of the most impressive yet most rideable ATV motors we've ever pulled the trigger on. Many will argue, but I personally believe there is such a thing as too much power. Excessive power can be hard to control, especially if that power is not tuned to be controllable. Vehicles like this feel impressive at first, but quickly get tiring to ride. The Scrambler, while equally as aggressive as its competition in appearance and equally as impressive when being pushed to its limits, retains its all-day rideability. The motor plays a big role in this, of course, but the industry's best-tuned power steering also helps in a big way. Ergonomically, I'm hooked. This is the way all ATVs should feel. Narrow between the legs, plush under the butt, ergonomically correct reach to the bars, and all switch gear is well laid out and where you'd expect it to be. The specially designed bolstered rear seat is also really helpful when you're trying to push the Scrambler hard through the bumps. The bolster is designed to keep your butt from sliding too far back off the seat and coming in contact with the rear plastics. Whether you're pulling back to wheelie over a log, running a rough, whooped-out section, or just crawling through some gnarly rocks, this feature will save your can from a lot of unpleasant bruising. No, the Scrambler is not a new idea. Many will argue that Can-Am did it first with the Renegade, but as we've seen earlier in this episode, the original Scrambler was actually the first sport 4x4 ATV. So for those of you who are nagging Polaris for copying, you better get your facts straight. The original Scrambler had a chain-driven, solid rear axle and McPherson struts up front. The new Scrambler has fully independent double A-arms on all four corners, damped by an impressive set of Fox Podium X piggyback remote reservoir shocks that are fully tunable and are fully awesome. Traditionally, sport 4x4 ATVs have been styled somewhere between a sport ATV and a 4x4 ATV, but Can-Am took the Renegade in a whole different, way more futuristic direction, and in that respect, Polaris has followed with the Scrambler. Love it or hate it, it definitely grabs your attention with its edgy, minimalistic, almost animalistic styling. Sure, underneath it all lays a typical Sportsman XP chassis, but the external styling does two very important things. First, it allows for a more aggressive riding style by giving the rider more space to move around and better sightlines over the front fenders and bumper. Second, it inspires aggressive riding. Plain and simple, you look at it, you want to ride it hard. It doesn't make you think, whoa, imagine all the work I could do, or think of all the stuff I could haul. It simply says, hey, you, ride the crap out of me. We think in an industry where people are often buying vehicles designed to do things they'll never do, with features they'll never actually use, the Scrambler can at first seem a little bit limited. But after a small amount of self-reflection, we think many people will see the Scrambler is a perfect fit. At the end of the day, the Scrambler is a no-compromise, no-bull, full-throttle, four-wheeled thrill ride that makes anyone riding it feel fast and quite attractive to the ladies, I might add. Don't expect to carry much on that tiny rear rack, and don't expect much mud protection from those fenders, but expect to be impressed in every other way. I know we were.